the world's leading climate scientists have issued a stark warning about global warming. Declaring a worldwide climate emergency, they say the governments have failed to address the root issue of climate change, which is the exploitation of our planet.
6 months of record-breaking temperatures have fueled massive forest fires in the Siberian Arctic this year.
We've seen 3 examples just this week. Devastating flash floods in Europe, wildfires in Siberia, and the US and Canada are facing another heat wave.
Hey, it's Sean Kidney. I'm the CEO of the Climate Bonds Initiative. As a few of you might know, we're a global NGO devoted to mobilising global capital for climate action. I want to talk to you today a little bit about the scene, the setting, the background to why we're doing this, what we're doing, and a little bit of what we're looking to do. As you know, it started. The big change that our scientists have been talking about for 30 years, that we've been pontificating, worrying about, has started. Climate has begun to turn. This year we've seen fires, floods, droughts, snow in Brazil, weird weather, vast forest fires across Siberia as the permafrost melts. There's no doubt now that the change is underway. Palpably it is. Of course, the pandemic is part of those changes. As those of you who've been following Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change readings for many years would know, the IPCC Health Committee has been predicting pandemics for some 30 years as something that'll rise out of climate change. Sure enough, we've had a few attempts now. We've got one that got away as a result of collapsed biodiversity, pathogens jumped between species, etc. We will have more. We have to prepare in 2 ways. First, we're in a race to avoid catastrophic climate change. Understand that the climate change we are experiencing now will get worse for 30 years. It is uncertain that human life can be sustained with catastrophic climate change. Humans, as far as we know, have never existed on this planet with temperatures as high as are being projected under catastrophic climate change, let alone greenhouse gas in the atmosphere and so on. We have to prepare now. It's not just getting emissions down. It's not just clean energy. It's not just low carbon, zero carbon transport. It's not just changing our land use practice to regrow forests to suck some of that carbon out of the atmosphere, but also to renovate, reform what we're doing to our soils so they sequester carbon, not release carbon, and so on and so on. There are so many aspects to this agenda. It's also preparing for the tough stuff. We will see many more climatic incidents. One thing you can be sure of is when people are hit by terrible calamity, typhoons in East Asia that will be 3 times as intense as they currently are, we expect. Floods, droughts, we don't know how it's going to be, we're just taking wild guesses. This is what we're here to do. To learn, to understand, to become the conscious stewards of the planet, not the unconscious, juvenile, destructive stewards of the planet that we are right now. We've seen the growth of green finance. I mean, that's why we're here today, isn't it? We have a market this year will be approaching in green and sustainable bonds, $2 trillion outstanding. That's not billion, that's not million, that is trillion, an unimaginable number a few years ago. Of course, it's not enough. We need to see about 50 trillion before we're making a substantive impact on the planet. I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful because we know what to do, and I'm hopeful because the capital is there and it wants to go green. The problems look vast. The opportunity is equally vast. If we invest all of this, well, this will be the largest investment boom in the history of humanity. It's our opportunity to make a real difference. It's our necessity. I mean, if we don't, we're kind of stuffed, really. But if we do create a future that our children can be proud to live in. That's why I'm doing it. That's why you are doing it. Find out more in the next couple of days about how we do it. Good luck. See you next year.